Hello everyone, this is Gayle, and I am back with another polymer clay how-to. Now if you recall, I did a video not too long ago, a how-to video, and I called it initially a Skinner blend plug, but it ended up being a Skinner bullseye, and that's because I ended up doing it wrong at the end. So I'm going to do another version of the Skinner blend plug. And what I'm going to do is cut 2 squares. And this is souffle clay. This is turnip. And then the other is a mixture that I did for another video when I wanted the light pink. But it's all souffle, and I think I'll even cut it while it's together. Then I'm going to pull the pink off. Separate it from the turnip. I'm going to take the turnip, I'm going to put one layer on top of the other. Then I'm going to take this, and I lost a little point there. I'm just going to stick it back in there and do the same thing here. Now I'm going to blend this. I'm going to do my Skinner blend in the pasta machine. You've seen me do that before. If not, you can look up my video. But I am going to stop the camera, run this through the pasta machine until it's blended, and I'll be back. Okay, here is my Skinner blend plug. And you can see I've rolled it out. Ooh, that's a light. That's a bright light. Let me adjust my light a little bit so it doesn't. There. But this is from dark on the side to light. Now first, I think probably what I ought to do is explain to you the benefit of having a Skinner blend plug. Sometimes you will make a Skinner blend, or you make several. Say you don't know, you want to make some flowers and you're not sure exactly what colors you're going to use yet. And you might make 3 or 4 different Skinner blends, and then you've got these long sheets of clay, and you wonder, how in the world am I going to keep this if I don't use it? So one of the things you can do is, now this is rolled out to a number 5, so this is very thin, but you could leave it rolled to a number 1, and you can put it in between sheet protectors. Just make sure that they're going to be compatible with your clay, and then put them in a book. And I tried that for a while, but then I found I never went to my book to look to see what was in there. So that didn't work for me. So what you can do is, you know the little plastic boxes that you get at the craft store that you store floss, embroidery floss in? It's got the little squares, you know, just little squares like this. That is perfect to store Skinner blend plugs. And I had one out, and I don't remember what I did with it. I was going to show it to you, and I've moved it. Here's one. But see, this is a Skinner blend plug. Now, this isn't a very good example because the colors didn't blend very well, but this is a dark purple on this side and sort of an olive green on this side. And I'll show you after I show you this other one. This can be very handy, but I just take it, put it in a little piece of plastic, stick it down in one of those holes, and it's, you know, and I can store it. Then when I'm ready for that color, it's done. You might just be in the mood one day to make a bunch of Skinner blends. But anyway, I am going, you can see this is kind of out of shape, so I am going to fold this up. You could cut it off, but I hate to lose perfectly good clay. So I'm just going to fold it up, because what we're going to do is to before, when I've shown you how to do Skinner blends or do bullseye canes or everything, we made it thin this way and then rolled it from dark to light. But right now we want to keep the light on the light side and the dark on the dark side. So I'm going to start rolling this up. And then I'm going to use some technical terms like smush and things like that. But as you're rolling it up, be sure you push your ends in, because these sides are uneven and you want to make sure that the ends don't get full of air. So every few turns, just give it a push. And you'll end up with a nicer plug at the end. And you go roll all the way to the other end. I'll just go on. This does not much left on the end. So there. And I've got a nice square end. Now this is where we get technical. This is when we're going to do the smush. You can use your hands and just smush and roll just to keep it round. Smush and roll. Smush and roll. And just keep doing this until it's the size that you want it. But you want to make sure the middle stays the same diameter as the outside. You don't want the ends to be too wide and the middle be skinny. So you just keep working with it. And this is a Skinner blend plug. I can store this, and then if I need a two-tone pink plug or a Skinner blend, I can come in and slice it. Now I'm not going to mess that one up since that's new. But I have another one of these green to purple. But say I've, this is the same thing, the green to the purple. But then when you're ready for if you need a Skinner blend, just cut off a chunk. Just make sure that you're slicing and still have the dark to light. And you can take your roller. You can roll it this way, you can roll it this way to soften it up. This has been sitting, again, this is one of those 12 to 13 year things I've had sitting around, which means this is Kato clay, because that's all I used up until a few years ago. And just keep rolling it until you get it thin enough to go into the pasta machine. And depending on how big you want it, if you want it wider, you would just keep rolling in this direction with the purple on one side and the green on the other. And then I'm going to move this back to the thickest setting of my pasta machine. I'm going to take my slice that I have, see, this is the purple and that's the green, and I'm going to just fold it. Well, actually I'm going to put it through the pasta machine once by itself. Then I'm going to keep folding it and put it through just like I was doing another Skinner blend. And there you go. There's another Skinner blend sheet that can be used for a project. So make yourself a bunch of Skinner blends. It's really good, like maybe to make leaves out of. This would make a pretty leaf with the green and the purple. You can make flowers. You can make if you've noticed, most of my projects, whenever I start doing one, I always end up making a Skinner blend. But this is how you can save your Skinner blends in a small little container. You could just wrap these in a little sheet of plastic and put them in a box somewhere. But this is just a good way to store your Skinner blend. So this was a how-to video. There's no project. But I hope you will use this as a method of making Skinner blends and saving them so that when you sit down to do a project, you have a variety of colors that you can choose from. See, now I've got this green and purple. I might have to think about what I can do with this green and purple. And I'm thinking leaf cane. So, hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back again. I'll try next week to do another how-to video, but this was how to do a Skinner blend plug or how to store your Skinner blends for future use. Hope you enjoyed this. I'll be back soon. Bye-bye.